Hey guys, Anthony, 4B4 Diesel. We're just doing a little injector job here. Just wanted to give you a few bits of information. One is in relation to injectors and the shortages. There is a bit of a shortage here and there. I don't want to scare people into buying injectors, right? This is what we've got to do at the moment. When there's a shortage of something, you've got to kind of relax a little bit. So we've got to sort out. We've got to get the ones that need doing done, the more urgent ones, and the ones that aren't that urgent, maybe sort of just hold off a little bit. I think the availability will eventually get better. So the key thing is, whatever you do, only buy your injectors from me. So then you make sure you get the latest available, brand new, fresh, only genuine, checked product. The product is unpacked and checked and repacked before it comes to you. So you know you're not going to have any headaches, any issues, and you know you'll get the best customer service on the planet. Okay, so just wait. You don't want to end up with Chinese copies, whatever, wherever they're made, copies, right? Remanufactured, in my opinion, isn't an option. Other brands, you just want brand new, genuine is what we recommend. So that's the first part. But I don't want you to panic and go, oh, the injectors are going to run out. We haven't run out of injectors. We've got suppliers, we've got different options. There's a chance we could run out. That could always happen, but it hasn't happened yet. There's just a shortage, okay? There's a few different ways I can tell there's shortages, but there's a shortage at the moment. So just relax, but if you do need them, it's Monday morning from 7:30 a.m. You need to get in early as possible so we can send you the order, get it paid for, so we can pack it and send it. Monday's parts day. The mail run's normally done on Tuesday from now on, especially with COVID and lockdowns and all this crap. We're not going every day. It's going to be Tuesday. If you don't get in early Monday and the payment doesn't clear, whatever the case may be in time, yours could get delayed up to a week, okay? It doesn't mean it's going to be a week later. Maybe we'll get a run done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll see, but we're busy in the workshop doing stuff like this, and that's what I want to talk to you about. So this vehicle looks like it's got a lot of armor all on it, you know what I mean? When we say cleaning, you don't need to make it look pretty, appreciate that, but you don't need to make it look pretty like that. Don't worry about the armor all. What I'm concerned about is these sharp edges. Now this one looks fresh, right? So this one you can see it's been old and dangerous for a while, but this one, oh, that is sharp as there. So I'm going to grab the file. That looks like it's freshly cut off, not by us. So I'm going to grab the file and grind that off. Can we please make sure vehicles are safe? So quick reminder on the bonnet struts. These bonnet struts here, that's what holds your bonnet up. If I'm standing like this with my hand on the thing and whatever and go down, look at the tyre, whatever, and that bonnet comes down, I'm going to lose my fingers, right? I'm not going to be doing any injectors for you. I wouldn't mind, to be honest. I can take a break, but it's not going to feel nice, and a lot of people are going to be upset with you for bringing your vehicle that's dangerous. You can get those bonnet struts replaced, Repco, Bursons, Autobarn, whatever you want. Get some cheap ones. You shouldn't need to pay more than 20 or 30 bucks a pair. You can get them cheap off eBay, click and collect, whatever. You can't really go wrong for that sort of money. They're just bonnet struts. I don't care. We did another video where I replaced these genuine ones on my vehicle, and I don't know if it's because the stock's old, they've been sitting on the shelf, but they didn't hold the bonnet up much better than the old ones. So bit of a very expensive lesson there. Don't buy the new ones. You can get them regassed. You can get them from Struts Australia. They regas them or something, or new or whatever. There's options. So injector job. The other important thing is what you could do before you do your injector job is oil changes. See here, the oil, it's not a filthy engine. It's had regular service. I think if I remember correctly, this is supposed to have had oil every 5,000 Ks, I was told. I don't believe it, to be quite honest. It could be, but I've seen in a lot of engines, and I don't see the camshaft staying like that if it's had 5,000 K oil changes. If it's just had them recently, maybe it's in the cleanup process, right? Now the alloy of the head in there, see there's a bit of black staining as well. When we see 5,000 K, if you're on our Facebook groups, you'll see the other engines that have had 5,000 K. Even regular 10,000 K oil changes, we see a lot of engines cleaner than this. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying more oil changes keeps it cleaner, and it's good to be nice and clean and do the injector replacement job after an oil change, if you know what I mean, right? So you've got clean oil in here. That's always going to look black there, but I suppose because I've seen a lot, I can tell you how black it is. And I'm not going to touch it at the moment because, you know, handling cameras and whatever, but if I was to dip my finger into that oil just there, it'll come out. It's quite black. It's definitely, it is due for an oil change anyway, but this staining isn't from one oil change that is due, if you know what I mean. Regular oil changes Look, you know, the EGR system, we've explained it before, all the soot from the exhaust gas recirculation, that's the exhaust gases getting put back into your intake system. That is in your combustion in many hours, hundreds of thousands of k's of driving. That blows past your rings, some of that, and that's the black soot that ends up in your oil and what blackens your oil. So for example, if you didn't have an EGR system, your oil is going to stay heaps cleaner. Now, if you just decided to get a catch can, you had a catch can up here, right? That's not going to change how clean your oil is. That's not going to stop any of the exhaust gas soot going into your intake and going into your oil. Wearing your valve seats down, because that's what it'll do, even more so if it's dry. Instead of being wet and lubricated, it'll be dry and abrasive. So this is just a mixed information video, isn't it? Now, we're going to get on to some other info. Around the other side here, took the bolt out of the number 4 fuel pipe, right? This is a common one as well that's either missing, right? Number 4 fuel pipe. It's obviously not there at the moment, but it goes into the hole down there. It's kind of hard to show you because it's here, sort of hidden behind that corner there. You can just see it about the middle of the picture now. Anyway, right, the bolt that came out, obviously someone's lost it at some point, because this one here, that's a generic M6, you know, 10mm head. It's obviously it is a high tensile 8.8. You don't need a high tensile. It's a 5Nm bolt. Just check that on all your vehicles. If you've got a 1KD FTV, go to number 4 fuel pipe. It comes out similar to where that other fuel return line comes out from the head, and you'll see a little clamp that's meant to be down under here, and that's the hole where the bolt's meant to be in that clamp there. So just sort of give you that little tip. That's the only real issue we've found on this vehicle, other than it's not as clean in the engine as we'd like it to be, if you know what I mean. It's very easy to work on it because it's very low. Look, I can reach right in there, feet on the ground, even with a ARB bull bar, right? ARB bull bar there. I'm sort of tall, but the suspension, I actually love doing injectors on vehicles that are really low. You know, it's got really super low sag suspension. Let's have a look how low it is, right? It's just, it must be almost sitting on the bump stops there, right? But that's good for injectors. Once they've got a lift, much harder to reach in. Now, let's just have a quick look down here. That's what the ports will look like, because we usually show you with the once they're already pre-cleaned, right? The injectors have literally just been lifted out, and purposely I'm showing you so you know what to expect. You're going to see a bit of oil, some debris. That's what it's going to look like until it's clean. Let's see if we can get it to focus down there, right? Here we go, let's try it. Yeah, it's quite difficult. Anyway, we had a go. We tried. Anyway, right? These ports, they're about to get a quick pre-clean. You can see the head, the perimeter of the head has been had its pre-clean, if you know what I mean. It's nice and shiny. Just a pre-clean. It gets a final clean directly before all the covers go back on. When you do an injector replacement job, you need to be really fussy about how you do things. It's not an oil change. It's not a, oh, I think that sump plug will be okay for the next 10,000 and you can change it then. It's got to be okay for maybe 10 years, okay? Give or take, each to their own, whatever you want. I just give advice, you know, you can take it or leave it, you know, whatever you want to do. But you do need to take the care. You need to watch all the videos in the VIP group to make sure you miss all those pitfalls. There's a lot of pitfalls, things you can forget, things you can damage, things you can put too loose, too tight, bada bing, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, not yet. The coolant is a little bit low, probably because you know what's going to be happening. You know, the water leak at the water pump, right? So the other job that will happen on this is the BFE job, because this is around about a 300,000 k engine, right? So for the people that think they're rubbish with it, runs really well. The guy's had it for years. I think he's personally been owning and driving himself for about 7 years, I think. Might have been in the family or something. I'm not sure how it worked, but anyway, due for a BFE job. Timing belt, idler, tensioner, cam seal, that drive belt, the bearings, the coolant, all of this stuff is about to get changed as part of regular maintenance that the vehicle needs to look after it properly. Not necessarily all of that is in the book, so we service and make recommendations based on what we see the vehicles need, not what was printed in a book before the vehicles were on the road, if you know what I mean. They've been on the road for 10, 15, 20 years. This is what we see. This is what we recommend. Now, quick look at the electrical wiring over here. That'll help the owner recognise their vehicle. We talked about these sharp bits. We haven't sorted that out yet. That's about to happen. Projector, battery isolator there, a VSR, whatever you want to call it. What do they call it? 12 volt electronic 100 amp battery isolator. Okay, so they're not bad, and I think you just push the button here and you can manually connect the two together in case your main cranking battery, the one over the other side, goes flat, which it shouldn't. This one should be the one that's got all the accessories on it, which you can see here. Some people would say this is untidy. I actually don't mind this. I'm not saying it's the best example, but assuming there's quality connections under there, we've got corrugated split tubing all the way from the battery, so you're not getting any short circuits. You got your fuses close by where you can access them. Look, fuse, whatever. I actually prefer that a little bit to the bringing into a fuse box setup. So it's a little bit untidy, but it's actually not bad. Not a bad setup, and you know, you can follow. What I really like is to see this corrugated split tubing, and it goes all the way, and it's covering all the wires to the end. I don't know if it was like that. If you watch this video, dear owner, if you see this video, can you please put a comment there if you don't mind, exposing yourself on YouTube comments, whether you did this and fixed it up or did this since seeing my videos before you brought it in, or was it already like that when you got it, or you know, or did you have it set up and they actually set it up this well insulated, because it is quite well insulated. Anyway guys, that's the video, a bit of info there, a bit of random different information. You know the deal. Subscribe, turn the bell on. Please give us a thumbs up if you got something out of that. We've got more videos coming your way. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. There's hundreds, I'd like to say hundreds and thousands. There will be thousands. I don't think we've reached the 1,000 mark yet, though, have we? I'll be looking in the comments. Can you let me know how many videos I've got? Thanks guys, see ya.